Welcome to the Further Light Podcast, presented by Wisconsin Freemasonry, helping you accomplish your Masonic goals through education and more light. And now, I present to you Brother Napoleon Sneed Janczak. There are few moments in Freemasonry where the public can share in ceremonial practices conducted by Freemasons for Freemasons. Installations, cornerstone laying, rededications, and of course the Masonic funeral service. I'm Brother Napoleon Sneed Janczak, and today that's exactly what we're going to discuss. The Masonic funeral service is the topic for this podcast. And we're going to try to address for you why these ceremonies are important for the brotherhood and, of course, our families. It is believed that the services evolved much like the craft. When the old stonemasons guilds lost a worker on duty, they created rites and rituals to both mourn the honor of the life lost too short. And there was a lot of symbolism behind that. But it also fell in line with their structure as they began to form these guilds and fraternities. Masonic funeral practices are solemn ceremonies for the brothers to celebrate the life of a Mason who lived and recognize his service and send him off with dignity, respect, and honor. We reflect on this moment in our own lives to remember to live a good life in this world so that we may be welcomed in the next. A Masonic funeral service as both a tribute to the individual and a reminder of our shared commitment to brotherly love, relief, and truth. So as we mourn the loss of a Mason, we're reminded that while life is temporary, the principles of our craft are eternal. We often talk about legacy, and it is believed that when a brother or anyone passes and we continually talk about them or have the discussions about the life they've lived, that legacy in that person's soul lives on. Now, like our other public ceremonies, there are lessons about Freemasonry to help Masons reflect on themselves, but also help dispel any misgivings the families may have had about our fraternity beforehand. In many cases, this will be the first experience and exposure to Freemasonry for those families and anybody that comes to share in the ceremony. We explain the various items and symbols to reaffirm our commitment to the virtues that bind us, and also help those who are not initiated get a sense there was truly an honorable purpose to our brother's life. Our tenets, virtues, and common values that we teach in our degrees are exemplified in a Masonic funeral service through the various symbols displayed. The evergreen or sprig of acacia is very important in this ceremony and very important to Masons throughout their Masonic journey. We are reminded of morality within ourselves and immortality and mortality of the departed brother. The acacia or evergreen represents immortality of the soul, spiritual temple, and eternal life, representing the belief that a part of man survives death through the spirit and legacy he leaves behind. When we place the acacia on the casket or altar with an urn, we are reminded the innocence lost can be renewed. The strength and resilience of the evergreen is a constant reminder that we can overcome the trials of life. But it's also that reminder to live a good and prosperous life as well. The square and compasses are a reflection of living a life of moral conduct, keeping our words and deeds within due bounds, or remembering circumspection in all of our actions. It is important to remind ourselves that throughout our life, we strive for discipline and order, and that is exemplified in how we carry ourselves every day, and more especially during our ceremonies. The most common symbol is the badge of a Mason. The white leathern apron and gloves. These signify purity innocence, and a new beginning, while the white gloves symbolize clean hands and pure intentions. In the funeral service, every Mason should wear a white apron and gloves with no matter which office they hold. This represents equality and pure intentions. And you're reminded of basically, here I find you and here I leave you. The statement, may we meet, act, and part, my brothers, is not something left in the lodge, but of special importance to the brothers' family. It is vital for us to be present whenever possible upon initiation of a new candidate, and it is a special experience all the way around. We stress the importance of being there for our brothers when they enter the fraternity. It is equally, if not more vital, to be there upon their departure from the physical journey to the spiritual. Remember, this may be the first experience the family and some Masons see. The years of service and sacrifice a brother devotes to the fraternity, and in some cases, the volunteer support of the family, will reflect on the fraternity as a whole in the memorial service. We teach that support of our brothers is paramount to who we are as Freemasons, and equally so when it comes to widows and orphans. It is imperative that we follow up with these families periodically. They often do not reach out to us, and our lodge chaplain or designated committee should do this regularly, monthly if possible. Masonic funeral services are not all done the same. Jurisdictions vary on how these services are conducted, but the lessons, the solemnity, and dignity afforded are universal. Masonic funeral services are not religious ceremonies. There is no specific dogma used or religion referenced, but graceful gatherings that are quiet, orderly, and prayerful. They are not intended to replace the service of one's faith. The rituals developed over the years are designed to be uniform and with purpose and non-denominational. The brother officiating should have knowledge of the fraternity and how our departed brother's service was exemplified while he lived. We must be deliberate when in procession to your assigned chairs. It is about mourning and celebrating a life well lived with compassion and understanding. I was recently reminded at the passing of a brother that his apron was nowhere to be found. His family couldn't find it. They didn't know where it was when we reached out and found that the brother had passed away. However, the family wanted a Masonic service to be performed, and so we would obviously oblige. And at that moment, it seemed trivial on its face, but it is very important to us as Masons to have the apron we received and have it be with us in death. So my appeal to you is to please make arrangements with your family and let them know where your items are and make your wishes known. And also to talk to your brothers about your wishes as well, so that there is no confusion when that time comes when you need to leave this physical realm and enter into the next. And I would also add that if you have challenge coins and things of this nature that would not really hold any value to anyone else but a Mason or possibly immediate family members that were involved with the fraternity, make arrangements to give those away as well to a brother that's worthy of it or a family member that would be worthy of it. And lastly, it is just as important to share the moments a Mason receives his degrees, and it is equally important when he lays down his working tools. We owe it to the brother and those loved ones he leaves behind who allowed our brother to be with us when we needed him also. That said, thank you for joining me, Brother Napoleon Sneed Janczak, on your quest for more light through Masonry. Are you interested in learning more about Freemasonry in Wisconsin? Visit wisconsinmasons.org to learn more about Masonry and access further educational content and more light. Once again, that address is wimasons.org. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, please email us at education@wisconsinmasons.org. And thank you for listening.